Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will talk about my experience with Tesla and my first test drive impressions of Tesla. While I was uploading the previous video on YouTube, I felt that my tone was a bit negative, so I'll try to keep it neutral this time. By no means I'm trying to hate on that particular car. My thoughts was just for the app ecosystem that the industry is trying to build. In fact, that's a pretty good car. My friend drives it daily, takes you from point A to point B. Is an awesome car. It also drives on snow, has all the four-wheel drive capabilities, has a hybrid engine, and yes, it's a Toyota, so you don't get the bells and whistles with it like a sunroof or things like that. Those are some added options. So yeah, my aim is not to have a negative impression of either brand A or brand B. I feel that if a product is in the market uh, and you feel that it's not for you, it doesn't mean that the product is bad. So I'll try to explain my first impressions with Tesla. Now coming to the topic. Last year I took a test drive of Tesla Model 3. For those of you who don't know Tesla, Tesla has a couple of models, Model 3, Model X, Model Y, Model S. And Model 3 is the cheapest. That's why I took the test drive of it because I can't even afford Model 3 to be honest, but I was just giving it a try. So I just went to a dealer, asked for a test drive, and they agreed. Now, too long did not read summary of this video is it's a good car. I did not like certain things about Tesla, and that doesn't mean that I hate Tesla. That just means that at this point of time, that car is not for me. So let's begin. What happened was last year, I think last to last, it was 2021. I went to a Tesla dealership in North Carolina, Raleigh, to take a test drive of Tesla Model 3. The car prices were inflated at that point of time because of chip shortages, yada yada yada. So I was not in a mood to buy the car, but I just wanted to experience the Tesla ecosystem and the Tesla car. So I went and took a test drive. Now, the good things about Tesla, it looks futuristic. The dashboard without any distractions is a really good design. The big touchscreen is a really plus point. The acceleration is superb. Like when you sit in Tesla Model 3, which is the cheapest Tesla, you still get a feeling that you are driving a super sports car. The acceleration is really fast even on the base model Tesla. I remember I put my feet on the accelerator pedal and the car just zoomed by. I had my friend sitting beside me who recorded my impressions of me driving Tesla for the first time when I accelerated it. I'll try to upload it in a separate video in YouTube and you can see for yourself how excited I was. I think I drove the car for about 15-20 minutes, and so this is the good part of Tesla, what I said. Now, coming to the bad parts of Tesla, I really did not like the side mirrors. The side mirrors were very small. If you look back in the side mirrors, you can see dog shit. And that is something which I feel is one of my requirements, that at least the car should have a good visibility. Tesla has all those sophisticated softwares to figure out, hey, what car is behind you, what car is in the blind spot, and all of these things. But I am still a kind of person who relies manually while driving. I don't like much of that car doing the work for me. I have worked in tech for about 4 years now, and I understand that things can fail any point of time. If the sophisticated system fails, then what's the point of having a sophisticated system? I will be very annoyed at one day if I sit in my Tesla and it gives an error telling that, hey, you know what, I cannot see what's in your blind spot. At that point of time, it would have been really helpful if you had a big mirror, the traditional, that convex lens on the side to see the cars. That is one pain point. The second pain point was the rear view mirror. It was very small. I could not even see the back view properly, and hence, I did not like that. The third thing was the front wipers. There was only just one front wiper in the car, which is okay. It's only the driver's side. But what if I'm sitting on the passenger side at some day? Maybe my friend is driving in the driver's seat and it's raining. I cannot see in the front because for cost cutting, they have put the wiper just only on one side of the uh, dash, not dash, the panel, whatever you call it. So those are things which I did not like about Tesla in physical terms. Now, the real thing which I actually did not like about Tesla was the electric charging system. This is a bit controversial, so please hear me out. Um, in US, there are two type of chargers. One is superchargers, the one that Tesla owns. You can go there and charge your car. The one is Electrify America, which is a group of other car companies who are trying to break into this electric vehicle, and they all have a common charger. Think of it as iPhone versus Android. All iPhone have a whatever connector you call it, lightning connector, and all Androids pretty much have USB-C. The same goes for charging as well. All Teslas have a different kind of a charger, and all the rest cars like Hyundai Ioniq, Ford Mustang, whatever you can think of, they have a different type of charger. Now, you can technically charge a Tesla in more Electrify America chargers, but you need an adapter for that. So imagine situation, it's the same. Your phone is dying out of battery and you ask your friend, hey, can I use your charger? And he has an iPhone charger, whereas you have an Android. So it doesn't make any sense, right? Either you have to let your phone die, or either you have to figure out a way, get a converter and charge it yourself. And that phone charger thing analogy extends to electric cars as well. So for places like California, where Tesla superchargers are everywhere, it is easy. But for places like North Carolina, where I was there at that point of time, it's very difficult to charge your Tesla. And so I was very reluctant to get a Tesla at that point of time. Afterwards, I have spoken to some of my friends who have a Tesla, and I have also spoken to people who are trying to buy a Tesla to get their reactions on it. One of my friend who has a Tesla, as I mentioned in the previous video, has the issue with the buttons changing on the dashboard, which I feel is a genuine issue. I did not think of it at that point of time, but yes, if I am a long-term owner, I want my buttons to be the exact way all the time. It has to be muscle memory while driving and not a guessing game, hey, where is my climate control button? The other thing about the supercharger network and the electrification network is that there's a lot of wait time associated. For people who don't have chargers in their house or in the apartment, it is a mess. Sometimes it happens that you go to a supercharger or an Electrify America charger and you figure out that this actually is not working fine. This charger does not work, or this charger says it's a 100 kilowatt charger, but it's only charging my car at 50 kilowatts. What's wrong? The ease with which you can go and get a petrol, the ease with which you can go to a petrol pump and get petrol in your car in 5 minutes, unfortunately does not exist in the electric car industry right now. And it's a good thing, because if customers are dissatisfied with the experience with their purchase, they will push the car manufacturers to do something about it. Tesla is a step up in doing that thing. People who have Tesla cars are more, I feel, satisfied with the electrification of electric vehicles than compared to a Hyundai Ioniq or a Mustang Mach-E. For people who have their own homes, it's easy that they can put their own charger which charges with their home electric outlet. However, not all people own homes, and people who live in apartments, people who live in flats, people who live in hostels, they cannot do that. They have to rely on the infrastructure of their apartments and all. Some places like California have a mandatory electric vehicle charging requirement for all apartments. All the apartments that I have seen, all the buildings that I have seen in California, at least in the Bay Area, have some sort of an electric charger, at least the residential ones. However, this was not the case in North Carolina. I have lived at 3 different places in North Carolina, have went to many different places in North Carolina, the beach side, the mountain side, have visited many friends on the East Coast in South Carolina. The number of chargers per mile square, or whatever the unit of area is, how much ever you think it is very less in those places. So it did not make sense for me to buy Tesla at that point of time. What all things I think that Tesla should improve on? First is the user experience of person who is more traditional like me. I have worked in tech and I know things can get wrong. And when I am driving a car, I'm happy that there are some tech like the lane assist, the emergency braking, the blind spot monitor, the Android Auto. I absolutely love them. However, I don't want my car to fully rely on tech at this point of time. There is a YouTuber, MKBHD, a very popular one, who recently published a video on his YouTube channel about his Tesla when he was driving from office to home on full self-driving beta. And just by looking at it, I still feel it's in a very, as the name says, beta phase. So it doesn't make sense to shell out $10,000 or whatever Tesla asks for that feature. I feel that technology is still very mature. For people who are geeks, for people who want to experience, for early adopters, it's a very good thing. But for someone like me, who is a very traditional person in terms of driving, I don't think Tesla is for me. One example is if someday I get a Tesla and I go to charge it, even in California or someplace, and I find that on the app it says, "Hey, charger is available," but when I reach there, the charger is actually broken, I will be mad as hell. Thankfully, those situations don't happen in a traditional petrol car or a traditional diesel car. Rarely you need to wait for 10 minutes at a petrol pump to get your fuel. However, my friends who have Tesla have had like experiences where they have to wait half an hour to get their car in the line for, no, I would say fueling is not the right word, for charging. Yep. There have been places where my friends have gone to a supercharger and figured out that it's already occupied. There have been places when my friends have gone to a supercharger and they have figured out that, hey, the supercharger is not working actually. There have been places where my friends have went to an Electrify America charger to realize that, oh, it requires an adapter to charge the car, and I don't know where I put my Raptor last time. A similar situation, if you look on YouTube, Reddit, people have posted similar thoughts on it. Now, this is by no means a bad thing. I feel this is how the industry grows. A product comes into the market, people start adopting the product, and people think that, hey, this product is good, but it can be better. These are the problems, and then that's how the product evolves. What we are facing right now with electric cars is the same thing that we were facing with internal combustion engine cars a century ago. Maybe there was no petrol pump near to your house. You might have to drive for an hour to get a petrol pump. Who knows? Obviously, there were less petrol pumps 100 years ago than what is available today. So I see a very bright future of electric cars. Maybe 10 years down the line, everybody is using electric cars, and I can go to a electric recharge station without worrying if it's free, if it is working, if it's giving the actual outage or not. But right now, I don't want to be an early adopter. I have decided that for the next 5 years, uh, if I stay in the US, I will definitely not buy an electric car. I'll stick to traditional petrol engine cars or traditional hybrid engine cars, which have a decent gas mileage here. And this by no means is to have a negative impression on Tesla or on any other car brand who's trying to get into the electrics realm. As I said earlier, if a product is in the market and it's selling, that means the product is good. If you don't like the product or if you are not happy with the product, that just means that you are not the target audience for that product. And in terms of Tesla, I feel that it's a really good product. It's just that I am not the target audience for Tesla at this point of time. That's the end of my video. Let me know what you think about it. It's okay if our opinion differ. You and me can still be friends. And yep, see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.